Cheers, Facebook.
Hello, Facebook.
Happy Sunday. How do you like my attire?
Fabulous.
It's extra fabulous because I'm going to Hawaii. So, Sunday Success Series is going to be a little bit different today. We wanted to share with you our amazing accomplishment, and it is truly an accomplishment. I decided a long time ago that I wanted to, I saw drug reps going on these amazing trips and like other salespeople getting these amazing trips through their company my whole life. And I love sales, and even in my full-time sales job, I was not able to earn a trip because healthcare doesn't send you on that crap, like they don't care. They just want to pay you your 3% and that's about it. So, although I love my full-time job, I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out a way to earn a trip based on, thank you for the hard work you're doing with another company. Basically, that's what I decided to do. So I'm jumping on with makeup free, hair in a bun, to tell you guys all about this. And we're doing a little bit early because we're celebrating with family later on for dinner. But I started this journey in January to earn a trip to Hawaii. I had no team. I had really had nobody doing anything with me, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I had 6 months to do it, and I did it in 4 months in 1 week. So amazing feeling to be able to accomplish something on your own. Again, didn't cost me a single dime. And I'm so excited because in September, myself and a guest, and I haven't decided who that guest is going to be yet, will be traveling for 5 days to an all-expense trip to Hawaii. And it's not just your everyday trip. It is a luxury vacation put together by a huge corporation. It's not something that you can get from your travel agent. It is a corporate run vacation that I'm just excited. I'm excited to participate. I'm excited to be there, be on the beach, have a drink with all of my friends who are doing this with me. Several of us on our team have all earned this trip, so we're all going to be there together. And it's just fun. It's not going to be training or anything like that. So we're really, really excited. And I would have never gone to Hawaii ever unless I earned it for free, because I hate to fly. And there was no way that I was going to pay to be in an airplane for 12 hours. So anytime we got to go anywhere wonderful, I chose someplace closer, because there's no way I'm paying for a vacation where I'm stuck in an airplane, a freaking tube, for 12 hours. So there was no way I would have gone to Hawaii unless it was an earned trip, because it's not coming out of my pocket, so I can't say no. And I'm going to get on that plane and I'm going to drug myself so that I can wake up on the beach in Waikiki. So we're coming to you today.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I'm really excited. Thank you for everybody who has supported me and cheered me on. And I know this little side gig is not for everybody. It's not the only thing I do, obviously, but I appreciate the people who have supported me and cheered me on the whole way. So I'm excited, and I'll be raising my glass to you guys when I'm there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about basically this business model from a seasoned business consultant perspective, because Bo asked me kind of like, what changed, or how did you get to this mindset where you were like, I'm making this happen? And honestly, I have to say that, I take a lot of his input, and I'm so grateful that he wasn't like, oh, it's a scam, you're going to lose all your money. I mean, listen, I come across that so often, and it's a shame, because just like, what we've had to do in the last year, society has put lots of stuff into our heads to make us believe things that are simply not true. But, I had to say that, carefully, because otherwise I'm about to get banned. But he looked at the entire business opportunity from a business consultant standpoint with 20 years in the industry, managing or consulting with companies that were million, sometimes billion-dollar companies, and it was his responsibility to make them more profitable. So if anybody could put their eyes on an opportunity and say, this is the real deal or this is bullshit, it was definitely him. And when he came to the corporate office, he came, he looked, he checked out the whole business opportunity, our entire comp plan, walked through the organization, spoke to the scientists, and when he was done with his 2-day assessment, it was, this is a solid business opportunity, and I want you to start focusing your time here and not on your regular full-time job, because this is how we're going to meet our goals. This is how we're going to pay our house off early. This is how we're going to travel, buy the beach house. This is how we're going to retire early. So when he said that, I was like, oh, it was the validation I needed to really dive in, put my blinders on, not listen to all the BS that society has been pushing down all of our throats about how you can only make money with traditional employment, which is not true. Just like a lot of things that we've learned in the last year, not true. So I wanted him to give his perspective for all of you who are considering some other alternative. And I'm not saying it has to be our company. It can be any company that's direct to consumer model. And here's why a direct to consumer model, A, is so profitable, and B, is so prolific out there in the market right now, because it works. It works for the company and it works for the person who's going to be the 1099 distributor. So I'm not talking about just my company. I'm talking about any direct to consumer model. Here's how you make it work for you. Here's how you use it to get your goals met financially, travel for free, pay off those debts, whatever you want to do. Go for
Cheers. It. Yep. So when I first went out there, I think she hoped that I would not get in her way of working on this little side hustle. And when we came back, I think she gained a partner, whether she wanted me to be a partner at the time or not, because it was really eye-opening for me. So when I start working with a client, they bring me in for lots of different reasons, but I start with 3 very basic things. What is their product? Who are their customers? And how do they deliver their products? So products, customers, and distribution is kind of step 1. And looking at this company, their products are fantastic. I use them on a daily basis. So I'm checked out on the products. There's white papers, there's nutraceutical grade technology behind it. As she mentioned, I talked to some of the scientists. I've read the white papers, so products are rock solid. And then you think about customers. Well, who are the customers? There's 6 billion people on the planet. Every person on the planet can use one or more of these products, and they need one or more of these products. So every single person that you know needs some of these products. So I said, all right, well, Jennifer likes talking to people, so that means everybody is a potential customer. That's pretty exciting. And then the distribution, they've got a warehouse. They're in multiple countries around the world. So they've already set up the distribution. So in a lot of cases, Jennifer is only involved on the front end. The product is delivered from the warehouse to the customer who ordered it.
It's truly, I have to say, it's truly an affiliate link opportunity. So you guys have seen these people who are affiliates with Amazon, affiliates with this, or affiliates with that. The affiliate gig is serious business right now. And this company offers you a true, if that's what you want, straight up affiliate. You post something that you're interested in. You share the information when the customer asks for it. When they're ready to check out, you send them a link. They check out with the company. The company distributes the product to them and handles all of the customer service or anything that goes along with it. And the retail profit goes directly to your bank account. That's it. You don't even have to touch a product. It really is an affiliate link, just like Amazon, just like every one of these bloggers who's like, check my link below. It's the same thing, but you don't have to blog and you don't have to be hooked up with Amazon.
Well, and so there's a fundamental misunderstanding of the way businesses work. If I run, pick your company name. If I ran Apple, I spend millions and billions of dollars marketing, right? I've got to create TV ads and radio ads and online ads, and I've got to pay people to figure out how all of that stuff works. The only difference between this and that is that advertising and marketing goes to her as commission. And so when you think about how does this business work at the basic level, the fundamental level, you're already doing it. The last time you told a friend about a great restaurant or a great bar or a great movie or a great hotel
Or a great wine.
you're basically marketing that product for the company. You're just not getting paid for it. So the difference is when you say, all right, well, why do some companies select this direct-to-consumer model? Is to avoid all of that. And at the end of the day, every single person that's watching this and every single person that will watch this will listen to one of their friends more than they will any TV ad, any advertise that they see online, anything else, because we trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
If my friend comes and says, Bo, this is the best white wine I've ever had, I'm going to go buy a bottle. I could see that same ad 47 times when I'm surfing around online. I may or may not even register that wine is something I should try. So when you're thinking about this as an opportunity, when she started out, she's like, well, maybe I can earn a little bit of side money, and she likes doing it, so it was fun. When we came back, it was like, all right, let's sit down and talk about how do we do this? How do we make this a legitimate plan? Because again, there's 6 billion people to sell to. 6 billion. And so paying off our house early, being able to travel, which is Jennifer's why, right? When you work for someone else, you have to ask permission. They count how many days you can have off. When you don't work from your office, you come back, there's a pile of crap for you to deal with. This job is truly completely flexible. She can do this job from anywhere that has an internet.
I'll be doing it from Hawaii.
Hopefully not too much, though. I'm hoping she takes a little bit of time off for herself, but she
I will
probably
not.
won't. She probably won't.
Because it's fun and
Yeah.
social.
It's exactly right. It's fun, and she loves doing it, and it's a social thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're thinking about, what do I want to do? How am I going to get closer to my goal? Let's run through them very quickly. Okay, you could buy a franchise if you have a couple $100,000. You could open up a spa if you have $50,000 or $60,000. You could open up a gym for $20,000, $50,000, something $1,000. Every one of those things ties you then to a business and to a building. You're locked into a lease, you're locked into a contract, you're locked into the payments on all of the equipment that you need, and the gym business is hard. There's 47 million gyms, it seems like. There's one on every other corner. Having that kind of requirement that I've got to be at the gym all the time, or I've got to find somebody that I trust enough to run my business that I've got all of my life savings tied up into, that's not very exciting. On the other hand, this business doesn't cost anything to start. It doesn't cost you any money to run other than what you choose to put into it. There's no minimum requirements. I mean, it's literally, you can start this business with $0.
It's 0 out of pocket, 100%. So when we're talking about direct to consumer, there's a lot of different companies, there's a lot of different options. The first thing you need to be asking is, what is my initial financial obligation, and then what is my continued financial obligation? And for mine, it's 0 and 0. So I love mine for that reason. I feel like I can share it with anybody because it's truly a 0 out of pocket. Never is going to cost you a dime at all. And hasn't cost me in 3 full years. I use products, he uses products, but if we don't want to use the product, we don't buy the product. We sell the product to other people who want to use it. So when you're looking at this model, that's the first question, is how much is my out-of-pocket going to be? And this is the reason why it's so important. Other companies who charge for a kit or for a sign-on fee or whatever, they are actually making a profit off you as a distributor. Even if you never sell and if you're not successful, you're basically like a customer to them. So let's say you want to join a company that costs $600. The person who signed you up is going to make money off of that. Even though you haven't been successful, you have never been able to sell to anybody. And a lot of times, that's where it stops. She's on to her next person. She's ready to go to the next stop, because if she can sign up a bunch of people, then she's going to make her quota. She's going to make her money. When you are bringing people into the organization with 0 out of pocket, I only am successful if you're successful. I'm directly incentivized to make sure you know how to market these products and that you can do it well. So think about that when you're looking at an opportunity. When you have to put money in, it's not always a good idea for you because you may not get the support you need from the people who are in your organization. You might, but a lot of times I've seen you are not. So that's just one thing to think about.
Yep. And when you're thinking about, how do you get closer to your goals, folks, whether you just want to earn a couple $100s a month or you want to earn thousands of dollars, and your purpose behind that. We talked a lot about your why. Maybe you want to tithe more to the church. Maybe you want to feed hungry kids around the world. Maybe you want to drive a Ferrari. Maybe you want to build a new house. Maybe you want to take care of an elderly patient or
maybe
a parent.
Maybe you want to fund the company that you're passionate about. Like maybe you do have a gym and you're like, oh, this could actually fund my gym, or this could actually fund my salon or my spa. There's always a driver behind it, and this doesn't have to be your number one passion.
Right. But the opportunity is there. If it's what you want to go make something better, then this is certainly a worthwhile consideration. And just one more thing, because I too hear it's a scam, it's a this, it's a that.
Oh.
It's just hogwash. That is the people on the sidelines complaining about the way the quarterback played the game or the way the soccer player played the game. They're not out there on the field. They're not trying. They're not pushing themselves to do it, but they'll sit on the sidelines and judge those who are.
Lots of opinions. So maybe they tried it and they didn't get the upline support that they needed, and that happens a lot for the exact reason I just specified. If you're writing somebody a check to get started, there's a very strong possibility that you are not going to get the support that you need because that person already has made money off of you. So when you hear these things, just know, and if you haven't experienced anything in the last year, it is that we need to open our brains and understand that what we're seeing is not always reality and that what we are hearing is not always a fact. So you need to decide for yourself what is going to make sense for me and my family. Look for an opportunity that's going to allow you to create an additional revenue stream so that you can do the things you want to do. If you want to travel with no money out of pocket and you can absolutely travel the world, I think we're going to go to Australia next, you guys. I'm pretty sure. I've already decided that's going to be our next place. And guess who's going to be there? Me. Even though it's a 21-hour flight and I would never pay for that in a million years. So if your why is to travel, find an opportunity like this. Again, it doesn't have to be our company, but make sure it's consumable. Make sure customers need it every month. You know what? They don't need leggings every month. They don't need workout clothes every month. They don't need sex toys every month. They don't need candles every month. I can tell you that. They pretty much really don't need makeup every month. What they do need every month is consumable products to clean their face, to ingest in their body to make them younger, and products that are affordable, that they can see a result from immediately, and that are backed by clinical science and a 30-day money-back guarantee. All of that comes into play when you're looking for an opportunity that you're going to be able to share with other people.
True. So look at it. Products, customers, distribution. If you're thinking about something already, like Jennifer said, whether it's this one or another one, what are the customers, what are the products, and how do they distribute them? If you pass all of those wickets, then the second set of questions is, all right, how much is it going to cost me to start? Because if it's costing you money, you're probably paying someone else's commission.
Yep.
Right? We want you to make your own commission and reap the rewards of your hard work. That's the point of it.
So find your place in the world, decide what your goal is, and go figure out how to do it. If you want to get a second job, get a second job. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. If you want to start your own business, start your own business. If you want to do something 100% on social media, do something on social media. But figure out what you want to do, find out how much it's going to cost, and then go make it happen. There's so many opportunities to create additional revenue streams. This is one of 7 of ours. You guys, go figure it out. And if you have questions, we're here.
We're here.
Bo the Business Coach. We'll see you next Sunday. Cheers.
See ya.